You're right, they still stubbornly resist, there is no question about it. And I think anybody who has seen, you know, one of the, I suppose a positive development is if anybody thinks that African Americans were not beaten and killed when under police custody for decades, you would be sorely mistaken. That is, of course, what has happened for decades. The difference now is a lot of that activity and those actions are being recorded on cell phones. And the whole world is seeing what the world did not see before. So here's what I think. I think that we have made progress in terms of race relations in this country, or else we would not be having an African American as president of America. We should be proud of that. But I think that anyone who does not believe that, tragically, that racism is alive and well in America, that we do not have hundreds of hate groups whose whole function in life is to pit white people against blacks, and Hispanics, and Jews, Catholics, anybody else, you would be mistaken. That tragedy exists. So what do we do about it? What we do about it, among other things, is make sure that we have very significant police department reform in America. Okay. What that means is that not only do we have body cameras, so we know what police officers are doing, but we also have a new regimen. I think force is used too much. I saw some people here see the Sandra Bland video. Frankly, if that was a white woman, nobody believes for 1 second that would have happened. Yanked out of a car for no particular reason, thrown to the ground, assaulted, handcuffed, thrown in jail, dead 3 days later. Her crime was she failed to make a white signal on her turn. You don't get thrown in jail for failing to signal where you're turning. So what we need to do is to take a hard look at minimum sentencing right now. We have far too many people in jail for nonviolent offenses. We have more people in jail than any other country on earth. We need to take a hard look at the use of force that police departments now utilize. I think we need to take a very hard look at some of our drug laws, to be honest with you. Too many people are being arrested and sent to jail for nonviolent offenses, and I want to take a hard look at that. But at the end of the day, we have got to continue the struggle to become a non-discriminatory society where people, as Martin Luther King Jr. reminded us, are judged by their character, by who they are as people, not by the color of their skin. And that means we have to have a justice department being vigorous, fighting discrimination, fighting against police departments who are doing improper things to minorities. And there is an enormous amount of work to do in that area.
So you think racism is alive and well in the country?
Tragically, it is. I think it's undeniable.
Do you think
I'm sorry.
Do you think some people running for the presidency might be a bit racist?
I think that the state, you know, one would hope. Look, you know, you're never going to rid this country or the world. You know, you stop and you think, Javier, and I did think about this recently, and I can't give you the answer. You think back to the origins of the United States, before we were a country. Right? Do you remember what the settlers, people who came from Europe, did to the Native Americans? What atrocities were committed? And then we had the horror of slavery, and how many millions of people died and were dehumanized as a result of slavery. And then we had the attacks against Asians, and now we're seeing that against Latinos. For whatever reason, I'm not a psychiatrist, and I do not know why people apparently feel good about themselves when they're putting down and insulting other people. The statements that Donald Trump made were clearly outrageous, And it troubles me very much that a candidate for president would stoop to that level, period.
Good response.